your host, Zina Hall, and welcome again to Education in Our Community. And today we have the wonderful opportunity and the joy of being able to have a moment with Dr. Maxine Hickman. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks
for having me.
Thank you for being with us. Now, for those of us who are getting to meet Dr. Hickman today, you will find that this woman has made some amazing footprints in our community. She is the president of our National Coalition of 100 Black Women, the San Francisco chapter. She's a business owner. She's a visionary, a mentor, philanthropist, mom. Shall I keep going? She's an amazing woman, and I'm so pleased to have this opportunity. Dr. Hickman, first of all, can you give us an idea and an overview of what the National Coalition of 100 Black Women is?
The National Coalition of 100 Black Women is an advocacy organization. We advocate on behalf of women and girls who cannot speak for themselves in the area of health, education, economic empowerment, and leadership development.
I see. Wonderful. And the 100 Black Women have been around for how long?
Since 1981. That's when the National Coalition started. The San Francisco chapter was organized in 2004.
Oh, okay. As recent as that?
Yes, 2004.
Okay. And this is not your first time as being president, correct?
No, this is my second time as president. My first time around, I was president for 8 years.
8 years?
Yes.
And that honor was bestowed on you. Give me an idea of what it would be to become a part of 100 Black Women.
It's an application process.
All right.
We ask that the person be recommended by at least one member.
All right.
And someone in the community that know them.
Okay.
Okay. But it's really open to anyone. It's not necessary that a person has a college degree, just that they be interested in making a difference in the lives of women and girls.
And that is the key there.
That's the key.
Making the difference.
Making a difference.
And that's why I'm so excited for you to be here, because I'm all about, again, I reiterate and reiterate, making and setting footprints, you know, so that other folks can step in behind you.
Right.
And we always want to, once we have a step up, just like with Michelle Obama, we want to be able to give back. And we hear that so often sometimes that it becomes common, so common. But no, giving back means really not just participating in a meeting. It means going out, rolling up your sleeves, being aware of initiatives, is that correct?
Yes.
What's currently
National
going on in
initiatives.
your national initiatives, local? What about
and
local?
local initiatives as
Can
well.
you give us an idea of a few of those initiatives right now well, I know we have we still have the Obamacare. We still have healthcare.
Yes.
Yes.
Covered California.
Covered California.
We do have a partnership with Covered California, where we encourage folks to enroll in health insurance, and we have certified enrollers that will help them to become enrolled. You can enroll very simply online, but that's not always convenient for people.
Yes.
And they do get confused, so we have someone to help them through that process.
Okay.
And along the way, if they have any issues.
All right.
Health insurance, dental insurance, eye exams, can help them with that.
Wonderful, wonderful. And in terms of 100 Black Women, I understand there's approximately 60 local chapters in 28 states?
There are 60 chapters.
Approximately, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not this keyhole or little small organization. A lot of folks are making big differences nationally, right?
Yes.
Isn't there an opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. annually?
Yes, each year we have Legislative Day in
Okay.
Washington, D.C., where we meet with our senators
Oh,
and just let them know what our concerns are
okay.
and what we want them to do. And those are always successful.
Okay.
And we have several hundred members
Oh, really?
that
That
go and participate. Yeah, it's a big event, generally over a couple of days.
Okay, all righty.
Yes.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I'm going to backtrack here a little bit, and we'll come back to the National Coalition. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up?
I grew up, well, I was born in Louisville, Mississippi.
Mississippi?
Mississippi.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Yes,
And
okay.
my parents moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin
All right.
when I was 9. So I graduated from high school
Okay.
in Milwaukee.
Really?
Yes. And after graduation from high school, my aunt wanted me to go to college, but I was 16.
Oh, wow.
So they didn't feel that the college campus would be the right place in Milwaukee, and plus the expense was more than my family could afford.
Yes.
So she sent me to San Francisco, where I lived with my aunt and uncle,
Oh,
and went to City College
really?
for 2 years.
Okay.
Yes, went to City College.
All right.
While at City College, I worked at Wells Fargo Bank
All right.
and graduated from City, went on to San Francisco State for 2 years, graduated from San Francisco State, was kind of through with school for a minute. And then I went to Nova University's distant learning program.
Okay.
That's where I received my master's degree. I'm having a senior moment.
It's okay. You received your master's in which field? I'm just curious.
Child and Youth Care Administration.
Oh, so that makes more sense to me
Yes.
now. That makes more sense to me now because you were also the founder of some group homes. Is that correct?
Okay, I actually.
If you can explain that to me, clarify that for me, please.
Okay, in doing residential care, I started out doing a home for adults.
Oh,
Had clients in my home
yes.
living with me,
Okay.
and I worked as a department manager at Sears
Okay.
during that time. But then I met a lady who suggested that I do children.
I see.
Basically, she said, you know, you can't make any money dealing with adults, and there's a need for a program for teen moms.
I heard that word again.
So,
There's a need.
yes.
There's a need. Okay.
So I consulted with the Department of Social Services
Yes.
and opened a group home for teen moms who had decided that they wanted to keep their babies.
I see.
So I did that
Okay.
for 4 years with a substandard rate, and I call it substandard because I was paid about half of what other places were paying for providing the same services.
Okay.
So at the end of 4 years, I was contacted by social services, and they said that I seemed to be able to do a lot with a little. So I was asked to start a program for latency age boys.
Okay.
So I then started a group home for latency age boys.
Okay.
From there, I'd say that was 2 group homes. I ended up doing other group homes, but basically I was doing girls and boys,
Yes.
which was too much work.
That was. I can imagine.
That was.
I can
Yeah.
imagine. And they weren't.
was
They
too
weren't
much.
toddlers, right?
No, no. So I stopped doing girls and changed the program to boys. So
Why? I'm just
can
curious.
you imagine? Can you imagine teen girls and teen boys in the same house
Oh,
and
no,
trying
that's true. That's
supervise
true. Yes.
their behavior? And kids are smart.
This is true.
Very
This is
smart,
true.
and they can run circles around us sometimes.
This is true.
Okay.
This is true.
So I felt that it would really be best if I just
Focused
did
on.
one or the other.
Yeah, I see.
And I decided to do boys.
Alrighty.
So I ended up with 4 group homes for boys.
Yes.
And that worked well. I actually did the group homes until 2015.
And then you
In
changed
2015, actually I started downsizing in 2013.
Over. All right.
And downsized to no group homes at all. In 1993, I had started a home finding agency where we recruited, trained, and certified people to become foster parents.
All right.
We became their licensing agency. So I separated the home finding agency from Hickman Homes for Children, which was the group homes,
Okay.
and just continued to operate the home finding agency.
I see.
That is now Trinity Foster Family Services of the Bay Area.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
So that's what I do in that respect.
I love to hear that. And the reason I wanted to go back there is because there had to be some roots that caused where that passion came from.
Mm-hmm.
There had to be.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know what that was. So if you were already giving back at that level, to me, that's such a raw level. Mm-hmm. You know, I used to tell my father, who was a pastor, he said, "Well, why did I get this group of people?" I said, "Because you're trusted with them."
Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
So you're trusted with those children, those young adults, whoever that may be, and that I think was probably influential in terms of what you also now bring to the 100 Black women, to the coalition.
Yeah. Still like working with the same population.
Yes, yes. So that being said, tell us a little bit more about some of the annual events or things that you bring to the community in terms of the coalition, the National Coalition of 100 Black Women.
In terms of the coalition, each year, the second Saturday in March,
Yes.
we have our major fundraiser, which is our Golden Girls hats and gloves tea.
I love it. I love the high teas.
Good,
I love the high teas. Yes.
And it's an exciting event. It's held at the Fairmont Hotel
In San Francisco?
in San Francisco. It
Yes.
has been there since the beginning.
Yes.
This is our 17th
17th.
annual in 2020. 2020, yes. We honor some amazing women that have not received recognition for the work that they do. And each year it's a very nice and diverse group of
Yes.
women.
Okay. Yes. I know we had the opportunity to actually interview recently one of your recipients, award
Oh.
recipients.
Okay.
And it was actually Miss Barbara Rogers.
Oh, yes.
And I've actually met several of the recipients, and that's a high honor to receive, especially from this organization. Mm-hmm. You know,
Yeah.
give us an
Okay, something else that we do
Yes.
Annually, we have our Day at the Races at Golden Gate Fields, and that's a super fun event. But we also use that event as an outreach for new members.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we do have a workshop where we let people know how they can become members. Mm-hmm. So that's done every year
Day at
as
the
well.
Races.
Yes.
Okay.
And because it's a fundraiser, we use whatever funds are netted from that for our programs.
I see. And give us in terms of programs, what other type of programs do you?
We do a lot of workshops.
Oh, wow.
We do financial literacy workshop.
Oh.
And a part of that is basic financial management. It depends on the age of the participants, because we have a workshop that's geared specifically for our youth who are in our mentoring program. But we also have a workshop for adults, because you'd be surprised how many adults have difficulty managing their finances.
And that's interesting that you say that, because you said it's a basic class. But there's, again, that the passage that says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. If you don't know what you don't know, then you don't know. Right. But then there are mentors like you who are willing to volunteer their time and part of their life. You're giving part of your life to change lives. That's amazing. And that should be applauded. And we want you to know that's something to be applauded. Because not everyone can have the richness of life and then share it. It takes something to share. Oftentimes people keep it to themselves.
Yeah, that's true. But you know, you really don't think about it. You just do
it. and that, there again, you said you really don't think about it. But you've been doing it for a minute.
Yeah, it has been a while.
I mean, and so imagine it, your family, are they local?
No, my family's in Milwaukee.
They're all in Milwaukee?
They're in Milwaukee, yes.
Okay. So how often do you get to see them?
Every few months.
Every few months?
Okay. I go back every 3 or 4 months, or somebody is coming here in between. Actually, I have family members that are coming out in June.
Okay.
I was there in December and January.
All right.
Yeah, so we stay in touch.
You stay in touch.
Yeah, stay in touch.
Wonderful roots, wonderful roots. So, so you'll go back and forth. But what are you doing in your spare time?
Spare time?
Yes, you know that elusive
travel. I try to
term.
Travel.
You travel?
Yeah,
you like to travel.
I like to travel.
Wonderful.
So whatever time I get, I do
like to travel. What's one of your favorite places?
One of my favorite places.
Oh, you sound like you have many.
Yeah, I do have several places that I really like, but my most enjoyable time, of course, is when I go back and visit family in Milwaukee. That's my very most enjoyable. When I go back, I have my own space.
You have your own space? Really?
So they come and see me. So that's good. We have a lot of things that are scheduled together as a family.
Okay.
Which is always enjoyable. But they do make sure that I have my own space.
That you have your space.
Even though they complain, because I insist on having my own space.
That's okay. You're the grandam.
That's right.
And it's all right. It's warranted.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think if you're such a regal woman, I just adore you. I really do. And I've participated in, going back to 100 Black Women, I've participated in some of the events. And the way you host and present is phenomenal. And let me see if I can put that in words. Sometimes a person can host an event and they are the person that makes sure that it's coordinated, everything goes off on time and it's executed appropriately. But when someone can put their fingerprint on it, and you can speak with the guests and the honorees and make everyone feel as if they are a personally invited guest to that event. There you are, where they are, and you greet each woman, each person so graciously. I tell you, it made a lasting impression on me. And I attended, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and I was just so impressed. You know, it's just the way that you do it. It's like an Oprah moment. It's a Michelle Obama moment. And I don't know if you regard yourself there, but that's where you should.
No, I don't.
Well, you should, because you're making a difference in the Bay Area.
Thank you.
And it's a big deal.
Thank you.
It's a big deal. So, what are some of the other, I understand that you were highlighted in a Sun Reporter article, 2018. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, that was doing Women's History Month.
Yes.
And I was honored. I consider
See?
it an honor
Honored.
anytime
Absolutely.
somebody
Absolutely.
think enough of me to, to want to interview me, and like you're doing today, and put me out front. That's an honor. But Amelia from the Sun Reporter,
Yes.
she called me up and said she wanted to highlight me. I said, okay, are you sure?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so they did a very, very nice article.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Just highlighting your life and your
My
contributions.
life and the contributions, yes.
Okay.
When I was doing group home, at one time we also had a school for the youth that would normally be in special education.
Yes.
In whatever school they were attending. Well, we had our own school with our own teacher.
All right.
We were certified by the California Department of Education.
Yes.
I feel that it made a difference in their lives, made it easier for them, to actually grasp the material, because they had a much, much smaller class. We only had 6 students in the class. It was specifically for the youth that were residing in the home.
I see.
So that worked out well during the time that we had it.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about the National Coalition of Black Women's Leadership Conference last year.
Leadership conferences.
Because we actually have an image for you.
We have a leadership conference, and we also have a biannual conference. Last leadership conference was in Oakland.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
In Oakland.
Didn't
And
know.
basically, at the leadership conferences, you learn what the coalition is all about. You learn what the initiatives are, and how to make sure that you're in tune with what National is doing.
Yes.
It's like our business meeting.
Yes.
It's where our bylaws are amended,
Yes.
just like a regular business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
but a lot of educational workshops
Components
there as
there.
well.
Okay. And what about NAACP? Anything you can? In that, you had I guess a family day with NAACP?
Oh, actually, the NAACP honored me as the Businesswoman of the Year.
Really?
A few years
I
back.
could see that. I could see that.
And some of my family members came out to be with me on that day. We try to support whatever is going on with whatever family member.
Okay.
So we try to have somebody come out.
Someone come out, right?
Yes, somebody come, wherever it is.
Okay.
We have to show support
Oh, I love
and
that.
let them know that
Very cohesive family.
we're there for them.
Yes.
But that's what that was. It was a very nice event.
It was very nice.
Yeah, at Regency.
Now, we are just about out of time here, but is there anything that you'd like to make sure that our viewers and our listeners would know about you and or the National Coalition of 100 Black Women? For instance, I forgot about the Goodwill. Yes.
Oh, Goodwill. As a part of my business ventures, I have a small boutique.
Yes.
And a few years back, I made a sizable donation to the Goodwill of clothing that I had for a while that had not sold.
Yes.
And they had a reception for that,
Okay.
where they invited people in the community to come out and celebrate with them.
I saw that.
So that turned out well
Beautifully.
as well.
It actually turned out beautifully. I actually saw the film, the footage on it. You're being very modest, and I love that about you. You're very, very modest, and but your contributions are great. What you give, you have an amazing heart, and your giving back, the way you do it, is beyond. And I can't even grab the word, reach for the words that I'm trying to express who you are and what you're. It's not just giving back; it's beyond that. When you can, my granddaughter, who's 7, she's already talking about being a change maker when she grows up. I'd love for her to meet you because you're a change maker, and that's what it is.
Bring her to the tea.
I most certainly will. I'll try to do that because I definitely will be at the tea.
Okay.
I will definitely be present. It's an amazing event. It's an opportunity to meet other women, and
yes.
it stretches you. I love stretch.
It does.
I love stretch, and that's what the tea does. And you have the opportunity as well to network.
Yes.
And it encourages another person, another woman, to go forward, take that next step. Take the next step. Dr. Hickman, it's been a pleasure. I mean, an honor and a pleasure to be with you today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Do we have time to say that we're always looking for members? We're looking for people to be active,
Yes.
to actually work. As new members are coming in, I tell them that when they pay their dues, they're actually paying us and telling us to work them for free. Because you do work. It is not an organization where you sit and do nothing.
Yes.
There are a lot of events,
Yes.
and you have to work.
But how are you, if you don't, how are you going to develop?
You can't.
You can't work out, you can't go to the gym and expect to change your body without
If
a
you don't
workout.
work. True.
Right?
So
So
true.
do you have a website?
Our website is ncbwsf.org.
Can you repeat that please for me?
ncbwsf.org.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And they will also have the opportunity to personally meet you, yes?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I meet everybody before
I
they
know
become a
you
member.
do. There was actually a phrase, and we're going to wrap this up. I can't recall it exactly, but there was something where if you're within so many feet of another woman, you greet them with a smile or a hug or something you said. And I've been trying to do that ever since. And what it does is it embraces and welcomes the other person. Dr. Hickman, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure and an honor to be with you. Thank you. Until we see you again, this is Zina Hall, and I'm your host of Education in Our Community here in Vallejo, California. Take care. Talk to you soon.